Hello, hello and welcome! Let's talk about Jurassic World's Rebirth. So, this movie is not just about the dinosaurs, but the mutations of dinosaurs. So they thought, the dinosaurs are not enough to be entertaining, so what do? We just mix some races and then we make some monsters and then we make the movie about these monster dinosaurs. So the whole movie was about the time that the dinosaurs are on the earth for now, I guess 30 years, and they are not a big hit anymore, so they put all of them in the equator, and then all of the government of the world that's decided together that no one goes in this part, like all of the governments together would decide something together and would agree on something, but anyway, and then no one is allowed to enter, and then the rest are living their own life. And then there is a pharma company who wants to get the DNA of the dinosaurs because they realize that it increases the life expectancy of the people. So the pharma guy, let's call him the pharma guy, recruit some hunters to go to this restricted area and then get the DNA of the 3 dinosaur species, and then they make the pills or drugs or whatever, I don't know, to increase the life expectancy of the people. And next to this group, the story is about another family, a father, 2 of the children, 2 daughters, one 7, 8, and the other one a teenager, and the boyfriend of the teenage girl, that they're cruising through the dinosaur area, going from point A to point B, I don't know, and then a dinosaur attacks them, they lose their boat, or not, their boat just goes upside down, and then they need rescuing, and then the hunter boat rescues them, and then they all want to survive, and then they are the first group, the hunter group, anyway, go further with their DNA thing, and then they want to survive, and then they coexist together. So this is whatever the whole movie is about. But for example, in the beginning, in the first group, the hunter group, they start to talk about the history of every single of the hunters and then what happened in past. And honestly, do I care? No. In another movie, I would care. But in Jurassic World movie, you want to see dinosaurs and you want to see actions. You don't care about the history of a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever of any of them. You don't go so deep and you don't make so much connection in that deep level in my opinion. Maybe you have other opinions, but in a Jurassic World movie, that you need to know necessarily about the background of the people, especially when their backgrounds plays almost no role in the whole story and in what the story is going. Okay, maybe one person, but one person is not enough to make the pace of the movie so low and honestly boring to then just talk about the history. I was just sitting and I was just waiting that they stop and show some dinosaurs. I honestly feel in this movie they had a checklist and they want to just check stuff. Dinosaurs, check. More dinosaurs, mutations, monsters, check. Hot hunter, Scarlett Johansson, check. Annoying teenager, check. Annoying guy, the pharma guy, checked. So they were just checking stuff, and then they were oh, that's a good movie now. We have all of the things that we had on our checklist. But honestly, I think they had too much in their checklist. And the way that I was feeling when I was watching the movie was that they had too many ideas, maybe good ideas, about several movies. But they had just budget for one movie. So what did they do? They chose the movie, named the title of a movie that makes the most money, Jurassic World, and then they just put all of the information in, and then they made a soup from everything, and then they just put it out. So that's how I felt when I was watching the movie. It was just too many things, too many unrelated things sometimes. And honestly, I'm okay with dinosaurs. I don't need mutations of dinosaurs. They were just annoying, But talking about annoying, actually this was not the most annoying part. Do you know where was the most annoying part? Was the part that the group 2, the family with the boyfriend and blah blah, the group 2 wanted to find a way to survive, and then the teenage girl, saw that at the other side of the river there's a rescue boat. So what happened? She alone went to the other side to take the rescue boat, when the father, the little child, and the boyfriend was standing at the other side of the river waiting that she comes. By the way, that was a T-Rex just was sleeping next to that rescue boat. And then what happened? She was trying to just like bring the rescue boat. And if you don't like inflate the rescue boat, it sinks, you know? So she needed to do that. And then what was the father and like the boyfriend? Okay, I ignored the little child was doing. Nothing. They were just like waving at her saying, be silent. Like, I don't know, don't do that, do that. Okay, the father was a little bit injured, but the boyfriend was not injured. Why? Instead of like just like waving and like doing, don't do that or do that, go and help her when you see there is a big T-Rex sleeping there and T-Rex is dangerous. So for me it was just like, okay, don't you want to go and help her? Then just please stop talking or stop acting and let her concentrate on what she's doing also. So this was really the annoying part for me. And also like when the both groups got together and like it was like almost toward the end of the movie, or even like when the group two were separately, always was the little child who was like seeing stuff. I'm saying like you are with a group of like very trained hunters. Why the little child sees everything as a first person? So that should be something that should separate a hunter from a not hunter. But like always a little child was the first to see stuff, which was a question mark for me. Anyway, honestly, I guess from my review, you can see that I was very much like disappointed after I watched the movie. I would not give more than 4.5 or 5 to this movie if I want to be generous. It could be really better. It could have so much potentials because the actors and actresses were wonderful, honestly. I mean, you just see the listing of the actings and then you would see like they had so much potential, but I guess they just like somehow like cut their potentials and like made a soup out of 1,000 ideas. So, I mean, if you want to go and watch it because you are a Jurassic World, Jurassic Park fan, do that. That's okay. But honestly, don't go with higher expectations. Just go to have like chill time, nice time in cinema, having popcorn, and like if you fall asleep also it's fine because you wake up, especially in the first half, and it is just like the end of the backup story. Yeah. So that's my idea. Let me know what do you think. Maybe you enjoyed it. Let me know what made it so special then for you in the comments. But if you liked my video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, activate the bell, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao!